Welcome to the Gearbox Podcast with Jimmy Purdy. We're bringing together industry leaders and those in the daily grind. Whether you're a tech looking to level up or a shop owner navigating the business, or just here for some real talk about the automotive world, we're finding the common ground in entrepreneurship and picking up some valuable tips along the way. So buckle up, let's shift into gear. Ready to take your shop to the next level? Growing a successful auto repair business takes more than just turning wrenches. You need the right strategy. Repair Shop of Tomorrow helps shop owners boost car count, increase profits, and streamline operations with expert coaching and marketing. Check them out today at repairshopoftomorrow.com and start growing tomorrow. Well, right on, man. It's really, awesome to meet you. Everybody's talking. So this is for everyone listening, this is famous JJ that you've heard from the last couple of guests that we've had here. So here out here in Houston with the Auto Shop Answers team. Call them a team. Right?
Absolutely.
Team, crew,
family. Yep.
Family. There we go. That's the word for it, huh?
Yep.
Adams Automotive. I've seen pictures of it, right? Like we all seen it online, but like unless you go see it in person, it's pretty wild, right? Like it's like that's quite a facility. I think a lot of the issue with this coaching program that I've heard like through the social medias and all that, it's like that only works because of their facility, right? Because they have I don't know how many bays, like 15 bays, right? Like, yeah, of course, look at all the space. And then you're in Houston, right? So you're one of the biggest cities in the nation, right? Of course, you have a story that shows that it works without needing the big facility, without needing the big city.
Yep.
So what's that background? Where is your shop located? What's the size of it? What are you doing?
Sure,
let's get into it.
Yeah, sure. So we're in Waldorf, Maryland, which is Southern Maryland, about 20 miles south of Washington, D.C. So the size of our shop, we are, 5 bays, 5 lifts. So when I came down here to Texas, I saw their facility, and they got 50 something lifts. But however, it's not really how many lifts you have. It's really the particular concept. And when you run the concept, it doesn't matter if you have 2 lifts, 3 lifts, 5 lifts, 50 lifts, that's what's going to make the difference if you can just run the concept and actually believe in it, makes an impact. Yeah, absolutely.
What's the size of your city there in Maryland?
Oh man, that's a good question. The funny thing is Waldorf is a part of it's a town in Charles County, Maryland. Charles County is actually, fun fact, Charles County, Maryland is actually the wealthiest, predominantly Black county in America.
Interesting.
Yeah, a little fun fact.
Yeah, that's a fun fact.
A lot of government workers, but our demographic, we got. Well, to be honest, I don't know off the top of my head. I can't remember, but our marketing guy, he knows all of that stuff. I don't want to say false information
sure,
in here.
Fair enough.
But it's a great market. I love it. Absolutely.
What's So you've gotten into this program fairly recently. How long's it been?
Okay, so I met Todd and the crew in September 2023. So that's roughly about a year and a half.
2 years, yeah.
Oh yeah, close to 2 years. I met them in North Carolina, and we started running the concept not too long after that. So I met them in North Carolina, then came down to Texas about a month or two later, and we hit the ground running. So that's about a year and a half or so.
One of the biggest oppositions I've ran into with, speaking with others in the industry about this particular concept, I like the way you put that, coaching method, however you want to go about it, is it only works if you have like a staff of 30 people, right? Like I can't afford to have 4 guys or 5 people on this rack attack process. I don't have the staff to have the front end to make these calls. What's your counter to that? Like what processes did you pick from it to work for you?
Well, I always like to tell people, hey man, whatever, like different people have different goals, different owners have different, things they want to accomplish with their business or their particular lifestyle.
Yeah. Whatever your measure of success is.
Exactly. But for me, I want to grow, I always feel like, and since I was a kid, I always want to do more and do better and grow and be bigger, particularly if I believe I have the ability and the capacity to do that. Right. Yeah. So now if somebody doesn't believe that they have that, then they're going to run into all kind of obstacles and many reasons why this won't work or that won't work, and which is fine because that's how they're set up, and they want to run their business like that, and all the best to them. No issues there. However, I don't know any other concept. This is the thing. So I've never had a coach, a trainer, or any other. I just didn't know anything because I don't come from a car background.
What is your background?
So went to Georgetown, graduated Georgetown. I had a finance degree, graduated from there in 2000. After that, I went directly to Wall Street. I worked in private finance. We did private debt placements. In our group, we had private equity and we had private debt. I was on the debt side. After that, I kind of just gave my life to God because I kind of felt empty. I had, money at 21 years old, but it wasn't, I wasn't being fulfilled, and I had a void in my life that only God could fill. So kind of turned my life over to God, and I was led to be a school teacher. So I got laid off right around after the September 11th attacks, back in 2001. It was around December. So, and I was still trying to play sports. I played collegiate sports, and but the love of that kind of disappeared from my heart. So started pursuing other things, and so I was a school teacher for 6 years in Prince George's County at a school called Bladensburg High School right outside of D.C. And, and also did ministry. Almost did ministry for almost 20 years,
Wow.
helping people get off drugs and alcohol and illicit lifestyle. So just laid my life down. And right around like 2019 or so, 2018, I wanted to start, kind of getting back into my entrepreneurial drive and the passion that was inside of me. So we were flipping cars. A buddy of mine, we were flipping cars and kind of back-ended into a repair, because the county wanted me to do all this and all that,
Sure.
and didn't have the money to do it, and kind of back into repair. He said, if I fix the cars, you can sell them. You want to do that? And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And that's kind of how I got into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Right. But it was funny. that was my first shop. My first shop was an old gas station. It was a 3-bay, 3-lift shop. And at the end of 1 year, our top sales for the month was like $39,000. So people made money. Everybody had a paycheck, and I didn't. I was the only one.
It was everybody but you.
It was a race to the bottom. I didn't know, but I hustled, man, and I grinded. I worked really, really hard every single day, 6 days a week at that time. And but I learned that I did not like the auto repair business. I did not like it. I didn't like the mechanics. I didn't like the techs. I was like, what? Nobody keeps their word. This is crazy. I don't understand this. And about 6 months later, after I sold the business, literally for like $25,000, sold the business, went to Mexico, enjoyed ourselves, and then about 5 or 6 months later, the gentleman that I leased the property from before called me back, and he said, hey, I got another shop if you want it. You got first dibs on it. So I talked to God about it. And then finally, after a struggle, I said, all right, I'll do it. But I didn't really want to do it, but I just felt led to do it. And that was right in January 2020, right after the pandemic.
Wow.
Yep. But it's been great ever since.
I'll say that's probably the best time to have done it.
Yeah.
You know?
It was awesome, man. Great experience.
I mean, that was like the thick of it. Like, I don't know how we got so busy during that time, but we did. I mean, that's when we really shined, I think, as an industry, is realizing like the black sheep of the blue collar industry, right? Is like all of a sudden, wait a second, we need these guys. Like, for a long time, we were just kicked to the, like, oh yeah, the mechanics will deal with it. You know,
absolutely. It was a real good time. I learned so much. That we're essential, and it's so key to know, like, like we're future proof, because AI can't fix cars.
No.
It's got to be us. We got to be customer focused, customer centered, and we got to fix cars. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and every year cars are advancing, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I always have the story of I know an old tech. He's an old retired shop owner, and when he was a technician, the drum brakes that's what he worked on. And he remembers the first day a set of disc brakes rolled into the shop, and he closed up his box, and he's like, "I quit." And they're like, "What?" I'm not learning something new again.
Yeah.
And it was like, during the 80s is like, man, there was a lot of bullshit, right? Like it went from like carburetors or carburetor feedback to like the first style port inject, and it was like a lot of technological advances that weren't the greatest.
Right.
So, but then come to find out, disc brakes are way easier than drum brakes. So it was like, and it goes into all the technology that's coming out today. It's like a lot of people are afraid of it, and they're scared of it. They're scared of AI. They're scared of like these new coaching programs. They're scared, like changing the game. And it's like, but we have to, right? Because if we're not growing, we're dying.
Yep.
And I 100% stand behind that. Like,
Absolutely.
I totally respect a shop owner that wants his level of success to be, I want to close Fridays. I want to be off Thursday at 3 so I can go fishing, right? So I'm going to open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and half day Thursday, and I'm going to call it a week, right? And that's his success. He works for somebody for 5 days a week for 25 years. He's sick of it. He opens his own shop, and now his success is paying his bills, being off Thursday, half day, and close on Friday. That's fine. But I feel like if you're not growing, you're dying. So if you're not progressively trying to get yourself to the next level to make more money, like just making more money is just keeping up with the rate of inflation, right? $1 million today, right? What was that 10 years ago? Right? It's a totally different game. And that was just 10 years ago. And that's accelerating. What was it 20 years before that, right? So it's like, what's $1 million in 10 years from today? It's nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you're not charging more incrementally every year, hence growing, then you're dying.
Absolutely. And I felt like if I'm not growing, I'm doing a disservice to my customers, my employees, my family, my fiance, my children. If I'm scared, if I run my business by fear instead of a confidence that I actually bring value, to the marketplace. Because in this market in America, like if you don't bring value, you do not succeed in business. So like what brings value and what business that succeed is, people that literally take care of the customers, people that go above and beyond. And that's what made me fall in love with the concept. Because like I said, I wasn't running the concept other than working hard, and so like working hard.
That resonates right there.
Yeah, man, like working hard is great. And I think a lot of people work hard, but somebody had to lead me into my next level. And I didn't know how to do it in and of myself. It doesn't matter how smart somebody thinks they are or their background or whatever. I did not know what I did not know. So I was literally seeking answers on how to do it. And that's how, just God just connected me with this family down here, man. It's just been beautiful. Yeah.
That's wild. I was just going to ask, like, if you thought your educational background had something to do, because as human beings, we're always looking for an excuse to not change. We're always looking at an excuse of why it works for them and not me, right? Like we're always looking for something to justify it, right? It's not going to work in my area. I don't have the same kinds of customers. I don't have an MBA. I don't have an educational background. I'll never understand it. And you answered the question before I even got to ask it, right? It has nothing to do with that, right?
It does not.
But you even... And not to diminish that. With your education, you still thought the right thing to do was grind it out, right?
Absolutely.
Like you're smarter than I am, right? You have more financial education than I probably ever will, right?
I doubt it, but it's all good.
But I mean, my point is we both were on the same mindset. Sure. Like we'll just outwork. Like whoever wins this outworking fest is gonna be successful, right?
Right.
Like that's my mentality too. Like we'll grind it out. I'll work till 10 o'clock at night. I don't care. I'll work till the car's fixed. Now I'm being right to the customer, like right.
No,
like
100%. See, it's like if you see somebody walking around, they're jacked. I mean, triceps popping, chest bulging. That didn't happen by accident. Some of it may be a little bit of genetics, but this person is disciplined, doing something right. You know, so it's like if you see a business that is thriving, cars all around the block. Okay, what's going on there? Somebody knows something. So for me, I've always been on a quest for the truth. I love the truth. Okay, so
absolutely.
So if somebody tells me that, or if I hear some people talking about something, I can kind of discern in my spirit, like what's the truth here, right?
Yeah.
So
what are the facts?
There you go. What are the facts exactly? So I love the truth. So I'm very magnetized to the truth, whether it's not to my detriment or to my benefit, whatever it is, I need the truth. Okay. So like there's something happening. Okay, there's a reason why these guys are talking these numbers. These guys are talking their family is so tight knit, and kids are growing and understanding business. Okay, what's going on? I need to know that, right? So that's, for me, that's the truth. Okay, so how do they do it? And then now I'm on a quest to find that out. So I found out that, you know, when you really get with people that love you, care about you, and are willing to like kind of open up to you and show you exactly what's going on, like it just accelerates everything. But a lot of times people don't really know how to listen. You know, they don't know how to pay attention. They can't. They don't. They think they know everything, man. But
Oh man, I'm guilty of that. Yeah, yes, absolutely, yes, 100%.
Yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, it's like I love being. Like, I don't like being the smartest person in the room, and I'm very rarely the smartest person in the room. Like, but I don't. If that's the case, then everybody in the room is in trouble, right? So I got to be around people that already been there, done that, and that I can glean from. So my biggest job is to listen and soak in and just be a good student. Nobody likes to teach anybody that's not a good student. Like, that's, if you're getting pushed back and you're trying to poke holes in something that you see is working. Like, you see that, you know, cars are wrapped around, everybody's happy, everybody's getting, everybody's benefiting. The customers are giving wonderful reviews. I mean, everybody's winning. Something's going on there, and then we got to find out exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, that's speaking right there. It's true though, you know, and I think those listening that might be in another coaching group right now. Mm-hmm. That's a going trend. If you've been with someone for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, right, and you feel like your numbers or your success matches everybody in that room, you got to take a look around, right? Like, one thing I've noticed being here is it's definitely humbling, right? Like, I hit the $1 million mark a couple of years back, and I felt like I made it, right? Like, that was my goal. Like, that was a really tough realization for me, because I set the bar so low because I just didn't know what I didn't know, right? Like, I didn't know about any of this stuff, right? I started this podcast 3 years ago, something like that. And that's when my eyes started opening, like, the potential, right?
Yes, sir.
Like $10 million in a year. That's like, what, shops don't do that. Like $50K in a week, in a day. No, you can't do that. Like, I started with, $5K in my bank account for almost 2 years. That's all I had, right? Doing I was happy if we crushed 40K in a month, right? Like, I was like, we freaking did it, right?
Let's go.
Yeah. So when I hit $1 million in a year, I'm finally in the club, right? And I feel like that was just the tip, like just coming through the iceberg, right?
Sure.
And now I'm like, this whole ceiling's been revealed to me, right? And there's been a lot of the other groups I've been in and seen, and it's like, but you're right. Like, when the people that you're around are going to affect your own mental limitations.
100%.
And I think that's the biggest takeaway. There's the processes and all the things that you can put in place, but the main thing is the confidence and knowing that it is achievable. I think is like such a bigger takeaway than all the other, secret sauce that you can pick up.
Man, I look at it like this, because you hit it right on the head. Like, faith comes by hearing, bottom line. Yeah. So what I believe comes by what I hear. So if I'm surrounded by people that say, yeah, you can't do that. Oh yeah, that's they're only doing that because of this and all that. Well, I don't want to be around that. If I'm around that, that's when and I allow that to flow into me. What it limits what I believe, right? So I have to take. The problem with most people is they don't know how to take the limit off of what they actually believe.
Oh, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So there's always going to be like this invisible ceiling, this wall that you can't get over, this mountain that's too high, and all that sort of thing. So, like, I remember the first day I met Joe, Joe down here, Joe Adam. And he said, what are you doing right now? He said, what are you guys doing a month, right? And I never even, to be honest, this is how late I was. I was like, I never even really thought about how much I made a month. Like, I always thought about just in years, right? It's like how much do we make a year? Yeah. So I was like, oh, well, I had to think. I was like, yeah, we're about 170 a month. He said, you'll be doing 400 before you know it. And I was like, I received that. Now, I had no clue how it was going to happen. That was going to take a miracle. It was going to be, Moses, and then would have to come down and, take us over the, take us over to the promised land. You know, someone's going to have to happen. But I did not reject that. You know, I did not reject that. I believed him. You know, and so it's been amazing, just the journey. And now, like, in just a year and a half, like we're saying, we're doing 450, 477 was our
that's awesome.
Yeah, 477 was our monthly our record, you know. So we want to be a $500,000 store. We're knocking on the door, you know. But it's just been amazing. I'm having see what happened was, like I said, remember earlier, I said somebody's got to lead you into this next level. Somebody's got to lead you. So like my everything is just like, it's just right in place. I fell in love with my business again. Like you got beat up. You know, sometimes you just get beat up in this industry. Like how I was at my first, and just get beat up, and you're just like, oh my God, like technically, just like, oh, what is this? What am I doing? Why am I?
You start looking at bakeries and stuff. Like, maybe I'll make cupcakes or something, man. There's got to be a fucking easier way.
That's exactly
right. Ice cream on the fucking sidewalk, dude. Like little girls would just love, you know, it's like the smile on their face and everyone's happy.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many days and weeks and months of that I went through, man. And like I really hated the industry, you know, and I was like, what am I doing, you know? And but you know, like I said, Todd and the concept just awoke this thing inside of me. Because, you know, it's one thing, like if I tell you to say, hey, look, go outside, see that big bus right there, flip that bus over, okay, by yourself, with your hands, take your hands and try to push that bus over. You're going to say, I can't do that, right? But if I can say, hey, look, love the customer, give them first class service, do them right, 100% integrity, 100% transparency, do this, do that. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that. And so we started seeing incremental change, you know, and we were implementing certain things. One of the first things that we did was we just said yes on the phone. And I did not know that we were actually a retail business. Like, what does that even mean? Like, we're like Walmart? In a sense, yes. Yeah. Staples? Yeah, we're a
Target.
Yeah, Target.
Not Walmart.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Yeah. my wife likes she likes Staples. My fiance, not Staples. She likes Target from time to time, but I still go to Walmart.
All right, fair enough.
It's all good, you know. But yeah, man. So like, I did not know that I was teaching my customers that and training them like that we're not open and we can't serve you right now. I had no clue. Clue. So when that opened up to me, we always started saying yes. Car count grew, everything grew, and I was able to attract much better talent, much more committed talent. You know, people that actually gave a damn about what they're doing and not afraid to stamp their name on this car. Like I worked on this car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and then be able to provide benefits, be able to provide all types of stuff. I mean, my life has changed, man, you know, 100%. And I just thank God for connecting me, people that are not afraid to go against the status quo. Because to be honest, like I said, I love the truth. I really don't care what nobody says, you know, or what this group says, what that one says. Like my ears, I'm not tuned to the streets like that, you know.
Yeah.
Like I just know what works for me and my house, and we're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, filter the BS.
Absolutely. There you go. Yep, turn it off.
And it's just like, and what they say earlier today, all the people that say it's not going to work, who's going to come pay your rent when you decide not to or to listen to them,
sure,
to go against this advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you continue making half, you know, your 170 that's not paying the bills.
Sure.
So are they going to come pay the rent for you, right?
Not at
like
all.
That was pretty huge, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, that's real though. Like all these naysayers, like that's not going to work. Don't do that. Like, are you going to come down and like sweep my floors when I don't have time to do it?
Right.
Because I'm not trying something new. Yeah. Right.
It's like, look, most people love listening to people that never been where they're trying to go.
Absolutely.
You know, so how can I lead somebody somewhere I've never been? You know, so you gotta kind of know there to go there is kind of what people say, man. You gotta actually know where you're going. So like when I listen to people or I've heard people, yeah, well, you got to do this and that, and you get you know, you should have a 1% growth or increase your prices by, you know, this percent and look for this metric and this and all that. Like I've learned none of that stuff matters Now it does matter if you run your company a certain way, and this is what matters.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, do whatever you want, but I realize, man, in for the way that I run my business is that none of that stuff matters at all. Let's drive car count. Let's make sure our average ticket is good. But the only way that is if we already combat what the industry faces, every shop faces every single day, which is trust. Do they trust you? So we work hard from the first time they answer the phone. We answer the phone is to attack any type of distrust they may have. Okay. So it's not just about fixing a car, because we're going to fix a car. I mean, we do.
That's the standard though.
Right.
Like it's not 1975 anymore.
Right.
Like
right.
People you're expected to fix the car. That's the expectation.
That's
not the grace of God. Like, oh my God, they're the best people ever. They actually fixed my car. Like that goes without saying,
exactly.
man.
That's exactly right. But a lot of the industry thinks that that's the main thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. They focus on the thing that's that's going to happen, like that fixing the car is going to happen. Okay. So it's just like us. There's nothing different between us and any other shop. We're going to do brake pads with BG, brake fluid, with a brake flush. We're going to do everything everybody else does, but can they deliver on an experience that will make this customer say, hey, look, I will never go anywhere else. Now, when we do that and we deliver that level of service, now we create a higher level of expectation. So now this becomes the new normal. So we have to keep the standard high and keep pushing the envelope, because so if our standard was here before, right, or our standard, we were delivering here and now we deliver here, we can't come back down here.
Yeah.
So we have to continue to deliver. And there's something that I love what they talk about down here is about decision fatigue, and where, you don't have to keep making all these, the decision's already made. So if you have a concept that you run and you're not kind of running the business from a spreadsheet or trying to pull this lever to, do this, and I try to get this rate, this, that, another, man, all that stuff is, shouldn't be the focus. It should be just driving car count, delivering excellent customer service. The car is going to get fixed, car's going to get fixed. Customer drives away. They're happy. Follow up, call them back the next day. One thing I learned too, man, is like, hey, look, out of all the money you've ever spent over the last 5 years, everybody that, every restaurant you went to, every concert that you went to, anything you've ever bought. Okay. How many of those businesses ever called you back the next day thanking you for their business?
Right.
None. Zero. And we do it every single day. We do it every single day with every single customer. It was a new customer, a returning customer. We do it every single day. Now, that's what this concept does for my business. And we run it. Now, nobody gives me anything. Okay, so let me just make that sure. Nobody's just handing me anything other than like the wisdom and information, knowledge on how to do it. Now, I have to be the sponge. I have to be the one that can receive it and then go bring that back to my town, which is half the country away, and it'll work here, it'll work there. It really doesn't matter, because once you get it in, it's like if I'm a tree seed or something, it doesn't matter where you plant it. Like you're going to grow. You just need some water. You need this. You need some sunshine. You need this, that, whatever. You're going to grow because you are made to become something. So it doesn't matter wherever you are. I hear a lot of things where I'm in the rural, I'm in here. It doesn't. Well, that's what you believe, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, because you're planting the seeds of doubt.
There you go. Absolutely.
And that happens.
Yeah.
That's your own objections you got to overcome, right?
Yeah.
And then back to that ceiling, right? Like we all have, for some reason, something in our brain that sets some sort of boundary for ourselves, right? Where we don't deserve that. If we make so much X amount of profit that we're stealing or we're ripping someone off, that's a hard thing to overcome, right? Like profit is not a bad word, but it is in this industry, right? We're people helpers, right? Like we're one step below the medical industry, right? Like we're here to help people, right? Out of a difficult situation. Not the worst situation they've ever been in their life. When you talk about the medical industry, right? In my opinion, we're helping people out of a pretty difficult situation, right? Nurses and doctors, like they have a totally different billing, right? Like it just seems like it's more detached.
Sure.
Where like as a shop owner, technician turned shop owner, I'm fixing the car, then I'm handing them the bill, right? And I can write whatever number I want down. Realistically, right? Like when you go into first go into business, like no one tells you like what the standard is. You do a brake job, you do oil change, like you could charge them whatever. Like you could charge them $50, right? $100.
Yep.
You start charging them $200 for an oil change and they squirm. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, how about 150? Yeah. How about 120? Okay. Oh, so my price is 120. Why? Why did you? Well, because it just feels right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
So like we set these standards and these boundaries based on like nothing.
Yeah,
it's from nowhere.
Yeah, these are like what you're speaking about. Like I understand to be, people have these internal things that they project on. So that's why some sales advisors have a difficult time selling a large ticket. Okay, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $12,000 ticket, and they're like, oh my God, well, you're projecting because you wouldn't pay it.
You're selling from your own pocket.
There you go. Right. So you wouldn't pay it. So now you're projecting that onto the customer. So they're going to do exactly what you're telling them to do through your uncertainty and lack of confidence in that. However, like on the flip side, yes, I have the right as a business here in America to make a profit. Okay. Now I can think selfishly and lower all my prices like I did at my first shop, which was a former gas station. I can lower all my prices. It's a race to the bottom, and my life was miserable. You know what I mean? You know how it is.
But I'm so busy, and everybody loves me. And if I charge more, then everyone's gonna leave, and then I'll have no business. And you just put handcuffs on yourself.
And so I had to kind of determine like, who is my customer? Who is my customer? Because if I think selfishly, I'm thinking of race to the bottom. I want to compete on price. If I'm thinking about myself, okay, for example. However, I have a lot of employees that have families, and we're trying to create generational wealth with all of my employees, not just me. I don't want to be if I'm the only one who gets rich, wealthy, whatever you want to call it, then I didn't do my job. I didn't do my job. So in order to provide that type of lifestyle for, people that, left other businesses or change industries to come and work with me, it is my responsibility to make sure that, we charge the correct price. We are profitable. I can handle 401k. I remember when Todd said something to the fact like, can you afford cancer? It was like, damn, it was like, so if one of your employees, like God forbid, gets cancer and he doesn't have insurance and you can't help him, you don't have anything set up or anything like that, and like that's shame on me as a business owner. Okay, so I can't just think selfishly about myself and how I feel internally about not charging the customer this, that, and other. No, I got to think about everybody. And at the same time, when I do that, I provide a service that is just widely needed and accepted in our industry. Why do people think that we have to be like just the grimy low whatever and charge nothing and not make a profit?
Right.
How can I attract the top talent? How can I attract and make this business like a beacon on the hill in our town? How can I do that? And I'm not charging correctly, So when I found out that people don't even care about price if you can deliver exceptional service. It's just that simple. And that was a blow to my mind. Yeah. I was like, wow, but it's actually
for auto repair.
Exactly. Yeah. And see, I remember this is a funny story, man. When I first started my second shop, it was probably like the second or third month right before COVID. So the Jasper guy took me and another shop owner out, and the guy had a big shop. And we were at dinner one night in my little town, and I was like, yeah, so how do you do this? I'm like a sponge. I always like to be around people that know more than me. You know what I mean? So I'm asking him all kinds of questions, and he's like, no, slow down now, because don't think like, I just want you to know, man. Like, I know you're excited and stuff because you got a new shop, but don't think you're going to get rich, man. Like, just know you're not going to get rich in this business. And I was like, oh,
And there's
okay.
that boundary.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. But I did not receive that. I did not receive that because I can't put all of my life, all of my energy, my heart, my soul, my blood, my sweat, and my tears, and like I don't see an abundant return on what I'm giving. You know what I mean? So I kind of rebuked him internally in my soul. I was like, nah, that's not my truth. You know what I mean? And so we grinded all the way up until meeting, special people like Todd that opened up this new world of business to us. And man, yeah, I have no problem at all. I pay my taxes. So I don't have a problem with sharing my numbers, but it's more so like, I know that if I can do it, I don't know anything about cars. I am a Maryland state inspector. However, like I said, you don't want me working on your car at all. You don't want me changing battery. I might cross the cables up, But like I said, we're doing in the force now. Goal is to get to 5, eventually to 600 with the one store. Then we'll look to expand to the second and third and fourth. But we're netting 120, 130,000 every single month, man. And so that it gives me the opportunity to look for more opportunities to hire and recruit like studs and stars, man. And I'm just so excited about the business and the industry as a whole, because there's so much with AI. There's all kind of stuff that people don't really need to be afraid of. They need to kind of embrace it and just slowly start implementing some things and automate some things. And it just helps out so much,
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the change is what everyone's afraid of, right? Mm-hmm. They already have so much going on and they're not making any money. It's like, I'm not putting one more thing on my plate. Mm-hmm. And I'm guilty of that. I've definitely been down that road. Yeah. And it's all very enlightening, right?
Yeah.
To hear the stories and see the changes that are working for you. Mm-hmm. And for me personally to be where you were, right? Like just eclipsing the 150, 160 a month mark, right? With nothing but room to grow and just looking for that next thing, right? Mm-hmm. And it's never a guarantee, right? But if there's something, I know we went over a lot, but if there's something that you took away that really comes to your mind mm-hmm. as far as what changed in your shop coming to this, what do you think it was?
Well, I think we finally had something to rally around. We had plays. It's like if you have a football team and there's no plays, like you're gonna get whooped. You're gonna get beat. So we were able to see like, hey, if we work hard, we can do 170, which is what, like 2 million or so. Like we got up to 2 million before I met Todd. And like we were grinding, and that's considered to be really good in the industry. But I knew there was so much more that we were missing, You're
working really hard for not a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what I found that one of the most important things was like, we actually now have something to rally around where we can all be on the same page. We can all run the same play every single day, unhindered, nobody getting in the way of that. And then there was such a cohesiveness that started being built, and a bond between everybody, because everybody had clear defined roles. Everybody worked together because now everybody's incentivized. Everybody's motivated to kind of hit certain goals together, doing it all, going in the same direction. It's so bad. Like when you have an organization and everybody's going different directions, everybody's jockeying for position. Everybody just, it's just like, what is going on here?
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
There you go. So when you get them all going in the same direction and they actually believe, and your technicians start buying 5-bedroom houses, you're like, oh, man, I found something, your technician that was just in financial problems not too long ago. And now like the work, like the jobs are just loaded up. Now they don't have to do pictures and videos and all that sort of stuff that I kind of, had them doing and stuff. Now they don't have to, all they got to do is just go pick up the parts, 12-hour job, boom. And they're buying 5-bedroom houses. I was like, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. Well,
it's a blessing, man. It's just so fun running this thing now.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
well, JJ, I really appreciate your time.
Likewise, man. Thank you so much. It's an honor, man. I appreciate what you're doing, bro.
Super cool.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. God bless, man.
Hey, sorry to cut in, but I got to let you know about our exclusive coaching partner of the Gearbox podcast, Repair Shops of Tomorrow. If you're ready to take your shop to the next level with proven strategies for profitability, ARO growth, and operational efficiency, visit repairshopsoftomorrow.com and start shifting your business into high gear.